What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, GG Forex. And on today's video, I'm going to walk you through a trade I did yesterday between the AUD and Japanese yen. I managed to record the trade from start to finish. And I feel like if I break this down to you to share my thought process and what I did, it'll be a lot easier for you guys to understand. And also, this is roughly, I took this trade 8 o'clock in the morning and I closed it at probably 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, because right when the American session was going, that's when the pullback was. So I managed to get a sell at the perfect moment. I think I made £1,356 in profit. And yeah, let's just walk you through that trade now and break everything down for you. Alright guys, we are finally on my computer. Let me just walk you through the process. So, as you can see here, I was looking at a double top. If you look at the far left, you can see the left shoulder goes up, makes a head, comes down again, goes back up, makes the right shoulder. So I thought this is a perfect place as entry. Also, the very top bar, as you can see here, is a massive resistance line. This line has been hit many times before and it hasn't broken its mark. So I knew this was a strong resistance line. The likelihood of this going down was a lot greater. And as you can see from the MACD, it's been overbought massively. And I'll add the stochastic in as well, and you'll be able to see that as in a highly overbought zone as well. So I entered the trade on a 5-minute chart, just so I can pinpoint my accuracy. And when I zoom out to the 4-hour, you can see how close I got this to the top. I was actually quite surprised with how I managed to enter this trade. But the main purpose on this was to bounce off the zone and catch as many pips on the way down as possible. And what I was doing is I was pushing the stop loss down with it, so I was capturing profits and just letting it run. This is the first time I've kind of done this strategy. Normally you put a trading stop loss on, but I just wanted to do it manually and just go to the main resistance zones. And the way I found out what this resistance zone was by putting these lines on the graph. Now, as you can see, these lines are highly what are they called, like congestion zones, or they're more consolidation zones. So I was fully expecting each time the price hit one of these lines I put on the chart was it's going to get congestion. And as you can see, we have got consolidation going on right now. It breaks through, hits the other line, and then gets more consolidation, and then goes down again. So these gold bars, these are my Fibonacci marks. So the Fibonacci, if you don't know, is an amazing tool where you use it to gauge of the pivot points of certain moves. So what you want to do is you want to put the bottom of your Fibonacci of the lower low and the top of it on the higher high. And then somewhere in the middle you see the 618 and the 50 move and the 50. And for those, I'll explain that in another video, but that is a super powerful tool. Whenever it hits these, I call them the golden zones, the price, it's not a buy or a sell entry, it's more to be aware the price is going to move at this point. And you want to make sure that you're prepared for that. So if you ever do this, guys, have a look, make sure you put the Fibonacci at the bottom of the low and the top of the high, and then you'll clearly see where the price is going to go. And you just need to be aware so it doesn't reverse on you and then to destroy all your profits that you've got. Now with this, I think I managed to get down to 1700, but I took 1356, I believe. But that's because I was just wondering, I was just making it run, and I was just moving my stop loss down. If I lost a couple hundred, it doesn't matter. I did way better than I thought. I was trying to get 50 pips off this. I think I got like 70 odd pips, which was insane for a Monday morning. But yeah, that was my thought process of like how I want to do it and how I structure my graphs and how I look at price action now more than strategy. I literally just go off the structure, price action, resistance zones. Okay, so that's my graph. That was my that was my trade. As you can see, those lines were massive turning points in the trade. So the very top line, as you saw, that was a huge resistance line. I zoomed out fully. Don't know how. I know I've played that really quickly, but I just wanted to get that over and done with as fast as possible. You don't really want to watch price going up and down. It's kind of boring. So what I wanted to give you was the basic structure of that trade. The price hit the resistance. It kept bouncing off previous times on a 4-hour graph. It kept bouncing off, bouncing off, bouncing off, bouncing off. And then it created like this little wedge. And I was like, okay, the likelihood of this bouncing off of that, hitting that wedge is quite high. I think that was maybe 100 pips to get to the other side of the wedge. I thought, okay, I can carry this on. And then I could see on the 15-minute chart all these little individual pivots. Obviously the graph isn't just going to go straight up like that. Obviously if you look at a higher time frame, you just see big bars doing this, but when you break that down into the smaller time frames, you see obviously it moves in phases. So I put support lines across all of these phases, so I knew that when it's going to hit this line, it's going to get some congestion. I keep saying congestion. It's going to get some consolidation. So I was already pre-thinking ahead. I think this is very important when you trade, guys, is to think ahead of what the market's going to do. Look left. That's like super important. Always look left, because the history is going to tell you what's going to happen in the future. And with that trade, I proved it. That I just kept looking left. I say, okay, when it hits this line, it's going to get some consolidation and it's going to go down again, which is what it did. And all I wanted to do was just bring my stop loss down and just ride it as far as possible. I didn't want to just take profits at the 1700 like I could, just because it could go lower. I still had plenty of time. The stochastic was saying it's still going down. Nothing was oversold. It's fine. I understand there was going to be a pullback, hence why I was bringing my stop loss down with it, just to play it safe, and I wasn't going to give all my profits back to the market, which is, I feel like a lot of people forget. They set their TP at like an ambitious level, but they never move their stop loss. Now on smart charts you can have a trading stop loss, but for me, because I was at home all day, I would have just moved it down manually to each of those consolidation zones. So I knew it's going to get some resistance there. It might come back and then it might drop further, but at least it's not going to go more than that and take out all my profits. So I managed to walk away with that of £1,356, which is amazing. Obviously that is a demo account, but that just proves the power. So if I started with a £1,000 account, that was roughly be like a £65 win, which is great, because as I said, my goal from the start of this video, or the start of my channel, was to make £72 a day. So in one trade I made £65. So that is amazing. All I need to do was catch a couple of pips then later on to make up those £12. But that is insane. I've made £65 in one day with one trade, purely by seeing it hit the resistance previously and just riding it back down, and just taking careful consideration of the overbought zones and sticking to my rules. Now my rules are very different, but I'll explain that on a different video, because this is probably going on way too long as it is. But I just wanted to show you that trade that I recorded yesterday morning, and I was very happy because this is with my new strategy. And it's not using smart chart strategies, this is using purely price action and the structure of the market and understanding supply and demand zones in the market as well. That's very important, and I'll explain that in a different video. But yes, so far my strategies made me more money than using the smart charts built-in strategies. So if you want to know about that, let me know in the comments box below and I'll explain it further. But yes, I'm very happy with where this is going, and my trading starts on the 16th. If I haven't said that already, it's on the next one. But again, let me just say one more thing with this strategy as well. I looked at my currency heatwave app, and the Aussie was so weak compared to the yen. That was my entry. I was like, this is a go. The market's reversing on itself, and it just worked out beautifully. All my rules were ticked, and it was a massive win for me, so that's good. Anyway guys, I'm going to end it here because I'm going to keep going on talking about trading. But yeah, if you like this video guys, please give it a like and smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.